Podcast Jaded, episode whatever order it has uploaded to.
And we're back!
And
Sorry
we're back.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that,
I'm
guys.
about to
Sorry.
cut you down.
Well, yeah, that's a little crackly right there, man.
Well, you're yelling now.
I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I gotta yell sometimes, buddy.
No, I'm joking. I'm going to put you back.
What's the problem?
No, you're good.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, we could talk from this. We don't have to, like, Rogan it up. It's fucking talk to you, Jamie. Like, I don't have a sound engineer. You got me in front of a soundboard. I'm pretending I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
it's working out so far.
we're running on the good. That's good enough system.
Yeah, no,
So-
I like that, though. It's,
I think
it's
that
like
works.
slowly improving. Now,
Yeah.
now that we have stereo in our heads.
Yeah.
You know, we can actually hear in both ears.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
And we do not have a guest today.
Don't need one,
We
man.
finally get time to be alone.
Yeah. Well, recollection from last episode. A lot of things have happened. Veterans Day. What was it? What else? I'm trying to think.
Today is
There's a
Veterans
lot.
Day. Observed.
Yes, observed today. Today is observed Veterans Day. Yesterday was actually Veterans Day. So
Yes.
support our troops and all that have fallen and all the people that are currently in.
Support the troops, nigga.
And then we also had, sadly, 30 minutes ago,
Horrible
30,
news.
45 minutes, Stanley had just passed away. So if you're not familiar with who Stanley is, I'm surprised that you did not have television,
Seriously.
never heard of comic books.
Who are these people?
You never accidentally watched any of the Spider-Men? You ever watch any of the Marvel movies? He's that
You
weird old
want to
guy.
avoid the third one, though, if
If
at
you
all
have-
possible. Definitely avoid that one.
A lot of things you could do with 2 hours and 45 minutes of your life. It would not be Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. Is
But
it that
yeah,
long?
Yeah, it was
Are you serious? Oh, my God. That's terrible. Remember the dance scene?
Yeah,
He's
it's,
doing the fucking-
it's the best gift in the world now.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
I express myself.
Yeah, that's ammunition right
It
there.
is right there.
Yeah, that's terrible news. I'm bummed out about Stanley passing, and just thoughts and prayers.
Yeah. So I know there's like a big dispute over his estate. So hopefully that gets resolved, and all the people that actually worked got what Stanley put out there instead of it just being abused in the name of his estate. You know, his family. I feel like there'd be some mismanagement with that.
Yeah, it's
All the people that work, like,
it's a lot to kind of handle.
Yeah.
It's-
Stanley's been ripping off DC since the '60s. I'm gonna put it out there. You know, this is now
Really?
InfoWars.
this is on the day the man dies. Is this what you're gonna do?
No, but
This is what you're
seriously,
doing?
Marvel Comics would be nothing without Stanley. He's the main writer and overall owner, and the whole idea of reinventing Marvel so many times. There's a lot of writers coming in trying to make it more relevant, and I know towards the end of his life he was more of a figurehead. If anything, he would be like the who's the dude that owns Playboy? Not Charlton Heston. Yeah, I was gonna say that's the wrong guy. Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner, right? Hefner. You know, towards the end of his lifespan, he was not really in control. He was just more of like, hey, he's the guy that's just chilling out in the mansion, you know, hanging out with all the bunnies and all that stuff, and marrying one of the many bunnies. I think he had like 6 or 7 wives. Regardless, but he wasn't really in charge. It was more of his family.
Concubines,
Yeah.
Mexico.
But his family was more in control. His daughter was in control, I believe, of the actual magazine at that point, and how they transitioned to a web-based application. However, I don't feel the same way about Stanley's lineage as far as them taking control of it. I felt like it was more, from what I've heard, they're just going to be fighting over the scraps.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't know if they're going to. I mean, Marvel's already deeply owned by Disney now.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, we know that direction's going.
Yeah. Well, then they have to contend with their rights to all the characters and likeness.
Yeah. So it's going to be. I don't know what's going to happen to Marvel in the future. I know I'll miss him in every. He has made a showing in every opportunity in every Marvel film.
It's every single one, right?
Every single one, even the ones. Remember when they had Fantastic Four?
Right.
And
he
that
was definitely in Fantastic.
Yeah. But and the Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk, all the different kinds of Hulk, you know.
Right.
He was in there and just like, hey, this soda's funny, you know. He drank the soda. They had the gamma radiated blood,
Right.
From a bottling or a canning company in Brazil. That's how they knew to track him. But yeah. Stanley, icon, and he will be missed. So, Moving on.
Yeah. It's been a long time, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. We haven't recorded I think it's been like a month and a half.
It's been about a month and a half. So for the span of we were actually recording, we recorded like 7 episodes, and then we
Yeah,
took a month
yeah.
and a half break. It just ain't bad, you know. You think
I
about
think
it.
7 episodes. That could be like if we're going seasons.
Yeah.
That's a season, right?
Yeah.
So welcome to season 2. If you're still listening for some odd reason.
Oh wow, season 2. Okay, I
Yeah.
like this. I never even thought of that.
Yeah, man. That's the way I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Legacy. I'm talking. You know, I want to do like Married with Children status, like 11 seasons.
Oh, man.
For no reason. Like, let's just keep it going.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Man,
that.
I'm hopped on steak and eggs right now.
Yeah, it's your breakfast
That
brunch.
really helped.
Yeah. You were lost in the world of what was that supposed to be in Red Dead Redemption? Where's it? California? Is it Texas?
They don't really.
They don't say?
Because there's a little bit of every. Man, I've been playing this game.
Yeah, even it's taken my friend David to a whole new realm of imagination. The imagination that we had hoped to foster as a child, then now we apply it in our 30s, and we're lost in the game, just becoming cowboys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to live out that fantasy. When I was a kid, I used to wear cowboy boots with everything. I had this pair of cowboy boots. I think probably the most iconic outfit that I can remember. There's several pictures of me in. Is turquoise biking shorts.
Gosh,
right? One of those I'm the boss tank tops with the duck on it.
Yeah, the duck,
Yeah.
The duck with the backwards hat.
Exactly.
And he's also got a tank top on.
Yeah, and he's all exactly. It's fucking
a tank top on a tank top.
Inception tank top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then cowboy boots.
Cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Damn.
Biking shorts, bro.
Yeah,
I didn't have a bike.
To this day, you still rock that outfit every
I'm wearing
Tuesday.
it right now. Yeah. I'm
Every Monday to Tuesday.
Yeah. It hurts my genitals.
Yeah. Not enough space in the boots for your genitals. What? Yeah, no. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but anyways, it's an amazing game.
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't want to. I mean, no, actually, I do want to nerd out because that's why we're doing this. It's the amount of detail and just random occurrences that happen. You know, it's not just this. You go one mission, you go to another mission. No, shit just happens to you as you're traveling around and doing whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a monster of a game.
Yeah.
60 hours just for the story itself.
That's not bad.
And that's not including all the like side stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's like just
And that's for like an open-ended game too. I mean, you could just be
yeah.
a complete shit turd and just like,
yeah.
I'm robbing the stagecoach. Now I'm robbing this water well with all your horses. You just shoot up everything.
Right.
But the weird thing is you can't skin horses or you can't get meat from the horses. But you can get
Yeah.
like
but you could shoot a lady in the face, no problem.
Yeah,
You could blow her head off.
Yeah, and then like you don't get like face.
I'm not
shots.
sure if you could shoot a kid.
Oh, they try not to do that.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
probably not a thing. I mean, if you can't
and
skin
what-
a horse, you definitely can't shoot a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
right?
Because I think in like Rockstar games, so I think in all the Grand Theft Autos, I don't think you could attack kids. I know in Bethesda games like
Yeah.
Skyrim or Fallout, definitely couldn't attack kids.
Yeah.
And then there's like some really creepy mods, like make
Not
it
that
so-
I want to.
Yeah.
Mind you, I'm just saying I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you can't do that.
There's like creepy mods out there, like you can kill kids now. I'm like why would
Who
you?
gets excited about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like it's probably a really easy scripting thing, just like because
Yeah.
they essentially just make them invincible. So like it's
Yeah.
like you are obviously doing stuff, and they're like, haha.
Like,
nothing-
stop! You're being weird.
Yeah, it's like not
Yeah.
hurting them, but yeah. So that game has taken a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm still working on it, man.
Yeah.
It's been
There is no end. I'm
My
just gonna tell you
girlfriend
now.
misses me.
Yeah,
Like she said that. She's like, I miss you.
yeah.
I'm like,
I saw her over at last night. She came by. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bleep
Yeah.
that out. But I saw her over at that place last night, and
Oh,
then,
you already said it.
Yeah,
We'll
well, I'll
edit
bleep
that
it. That's fine. Yeah. And then, yeah, it was like she had seen you for the first time. It was like almost like you were like flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, wow. It's
I was
like,
like, oh,
I
what's
think
up?
it's-
Yeah, like, we came full circle.
yeah.
Like,
It was like a role playing.
I was like,
almost.
what's up, bro?
Yeah, I was like, I heard a spankoon on the butt, like a little spank on the butt. I was like, I turned around, I was like, what's that? And I was like, that man is flirting with that woman. That's
yeah.
crazy.
I was like,
It's actually, in some senses, reinvigorated or the relationship. It's just kind of like hitting the reset button.
yeah,
like,
we
this
weren't
is-
role playing. This
No,
was
no.
just actual. Hey, I got a girlfriend, but you're kind of cute.
Yeah, wow, that's weird. Yeah, because your girlfriend now is like Red
Yeah.
Dead Redemption. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, she's not here.
It's
You know, she's at home right now. I got to turn her on.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that game's it seems pretty in depth. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things like it's not for everybody, even though everybody is buying it. 720, I think 725,000 million in the first week sold.
725 million
Dollars made
Oh,
from
okay.
sales.
I was
Sorry.
just like,
not copies.
I don't think there's that many.
No, there's
people.
not. 5 billion people
That
have
is-
purchased this game.
Essentially, if you've eaten at a McDonald's, you're playing this game now.
85 trillion people.
Essentially, if you're from year 3030, you are playing this game.
Yeah. Because when I'm winning in the game, I'm winning in life.
Yeah. I'm privy to that too. That there's this MMO called RuneScape. It's like a browser-based game. So it came out on phone. It's old school because it was like I was playing this like 98.
You can play it on your phone now?
Yeah, you can play it on your phone now, which is stupid because it's like something that was like you could play on Windows like back on 98 in 1998.
Yeah.
The technology there
Oh.
was like that was the technology right there.
Yeah.
And now what? 20 years later, like you can have it on your phone. Like I think we could have had this like fucking 15 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
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 But like finally I came back and I was like, all right, give a look at it. I'm like, oh man, and so that's
It's
the reason.
crazy how that happens.
Yeah, that's the reason why I didn't come down Saturday. I was gonna leave Saturday morning, and then I ended up just like
Just caught up.
yeah, caught up, and like it's like the most. It's not even real. It's just grindy. So I'm
Right.
like grinding levels. I'm like running around, hiding behind fences, shooting crossbows, and this is so not as realistic
like a
as
blast.
it's not realistic as Red Dead Redemption 2.
I honestly nothing is. So
It's
it's not.
it's essentially Encyclopedia Britannica game. Like it's like a knowledge based like encouraged game. If you took the graphics from that, you turn to an MMO.
fun with words.
Yeah,
Yes.
but you took those graphics, but like it's like a fantasy game. Not learning, but the graphics are just horrendous.
Right.
But still fun because you still. This is like the first time you could troll people because they had fighting, like PK.
Right.
So people are like running, they don't even know where they're going, and then people are like, duh, duh, duh. And then like because when you die, you drop all your things.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it's causing people immense joy just trolling the shit out of people.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh man, I need to boost my level so I could get ranged up and all that stuff, and I
Yeah.
could just be like, see somebody come by and like, and they're like, oh no, my blow, and I'm like laughing,
Right.
with the tears, yeah,
Laughing at your misery.
yeah,
Yeah, it's great. And same thing like on mobile right now, you can buy or you could just download for free actually all of these like classic Sega games.
yeah. Is there
Have you
like
seen
ads in
that?
there?
There's like a bunch of Sonics, Altered Beast, like Chameleon Kid or Kid Chameleon, sorry. Just random fucking games
Yeah.
that I used to play all the time as a kid. And I'm like, now it's here,
Yeah.
even though this sucks.
So you were a Sega kid, you weren't a Super Nintendo.
I
kid?
was a Sega kid
man.
because we couldn't afford Super Nintendo.
That's weird because I couldn't afford Sega, so we had Super Nintendo. I guess like
I don't remember which one was more expensive. I was just like saying that because we were always really poor.
Yeah. Because like when you think about it, back in those days, like you can't own both. You crazy?
Yeah.
What are you rich? You know?
Right.
Like you playing?
There always was that one kid though.
Yeah,
He had
no, that
both.
blew-
I'm like, what the
That
fuck?
blew my mind. I was like, are you like an only child and your parents are oil tycoons? Like both of them?
And this is about like I'm what like 8, 9
Yeah.
years old, and I have this adult thought like, damn, you're fucking spoiled, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
But like,
I mean, I kicked it with that kid all the time.
yeah, of course, because like who else is gonna play
we
games
were
with
like,
them? Like
this.
yeah. Oh, I had a friend like that growing up. He had what did he have? He had a PlayStation, and I had 64 at the time. So I was like, oh man, if I can go over there, he buys every game that comes out. I'm like, man, this is awesome. It's like my own little personal like Blockbuster. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna borrow this. But he wasn't really that great of a person though at the time. I'm pretty sure.
Why?
I don't know. It was just like, man, like he's kind of a bully. The dude's like shorter than me, but he was like,
Did he bully you?
no, he's just like a bully in general to like his mom and all that stuff. That
Oh,
seems
wow.
like a little shit turd. But he grew up. He's a cool dude now.
Oh, is he cool?
Yeah, he's a cool dude now.
Is this a person that I know?
No. This is
okay.
dude I grew up with. Yeah, pretty much every people that I grew up with before I met you guys in high school. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of fractured off. I mean, I really don't have a lot of friends from before high school.
Yeah.
that I keep in touch with as much as I do with people after high school.
Right.
So-
I was also friends with a lot of shitty people. Middle school was a weird time.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what
It's
I
just
mean?
like I guess it's kids like dealing their kind of
Because
like,
you're still trying to figure out like
yeah, you're taking
where
your
you
upbringing.
stand,
Yeah.
morally speaking, and
Then you got all these hormones running through you. You're like aggression and all that stuff.
well, I didn't find out until much later that people were actually having sex in middle school.
What?
And I was like, what?
What the hell?
You did that?
This is
And then
not
actually, I found out that there was a couple pregnant girls that work.
What?
Yeah,
Dude, I went to Catholic school, man.
That's a gnarly thought to have, like...
Wow.
You know, because I'm still trying to figure out how to even, like, talk to one.
Yeah, I'm still learning. I'm 31, still don't know how to talk. So I don't know.
Like, really working on that eye contact thing.
Yeah. I do the awkward that, then I bust out that toy race car I had last night and start racing around.
Did you bring that?
I did. My
You're
niece
a
gave it to
weirdo,
me. Yeah. My niece gave it to me. I can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's cute.
It's like, Uncle Pete, there's this race car. I'm like, cool. Just like skate it off. I'm
Right.
like, no, Uncle Pete, you got to play with it. Like, it's yours. I'm like, yeah, that's how I play with it.
Right.
It's like that. Walk away from it. She did that I did that like 4 more times. So I just put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to carry it with me as a good luck charm. But yeah.
Wait, were you the one who told me that you went to the recital?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My other niece. So I got 2 nieces.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was my other niece, the one that was singing. She didn't give me the race car, but she sang 2 songs. It was pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, blew everybody out of the water.
Yeah,
as expected. I'm trying to push. Like, you try hard. She's just naturally talented. She likes doing it, so it works out for her.
That's good. Are parents like they pressure?
No.
Do
It's
stuff, or this is something that she just.
It's
wanted
like
to get
so. You know, like in my upbringing, at least from my memories, it's like I was more of a latchkey kid.
Right.
So it's like I didn't go out. I had video games. Like we moved from east side, from the Wrigley area, up to north side, up in like the Lindbergh area.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, all right, well, I can't go outside in either place. So it's like going to school, and all my friends lived over on the west side because my school was over on the west side, and I'm over on the north side. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to be home.
Right.
Yeah. But I didn't have time for extracurriculars because like my parents didn't want to like pick me up afterwards or whatever, or go to anything. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah. So I was like, my sister also had that same upbringing too, so she's given that opportunity to her kids. So I'm
Yeah.
like, more power to her, you know.
Well,
And-
I feel like a little shit then because I always had opportunities to play any type of sport. You know, I followed through with soccer because I played soccer for a little bit, and it was like I was on a team at the YMCA that used to be over there on Long Beach Boulevard.
Wow.
Yeah, old school, dude. Yeah, way back in the day. But I had an opportunity to play football, baseball, basketball. I just quit all of those things.
Yeah. What time did you quit it?
Karate too.
Just for soccer?
No, I started off playing soccer, but then my
Oh.
mom tried to get me involved with all these other sports throughout the years,
gotcha,
and I just
gotcha.
kind of like never followed through with it. You know,
I think that's what my sister's trying to do for her kids because, like, hey, you have all these opportunities. Like, choose one. If you don't, that's cool too.
right.
For me, I'm like, I wonder what that's like. And then I just got older. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm discovering stuff now as I'm older.
Right. Well, that's good because you should be offered opportunity to figure out if you're interested in something or
Yeah.
if you're really good at it or you know, or even if you need to figure out that you're really bad at it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Everything is a learning experience. Like for me, like I think I was like they tried getting me to swim when I was 3. I think it's a horrible time to learn to swim. Like when you're like
When you're 3?
yeah, because I just remember like as far as I can recall, I just remember jumping off a high board. And it was like 12 feet. I'm like a 3-year-old, and I had a life vest on, even though I had like a little fucking floaty vest on. That pool was like 10 feet deep.
Right.
I'm like, I'm looking down. I'm all the way up there. I'm like, this is crazy. Maybe it wasn't 12-foot dive board. Maybe as my 3-year-old me, it was like a 3-foot dive
I mean,
board. I don't know.
perception is probably
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm a million fucking feet up in the air.
But definitely, if you have a dive board, it's not going to be a kiddie pool that
Right.
you're going to be jumping into. So I was like, oh, and then I was just like stunned. I'm like, I didn't learn how to swim until like much later, till like my teens.
Dude, I decided at a very early age I was going to defy all stereotypes. So I can swim really well.
Nice.
I'm black. And
When he chooses. You turn it off. It's
when
like-
I'm angry,
you just turn it on and off. And
Go see nigga here now. No, I'm
he's
just kidding.
racially identify.
But I swim really well, tip well. Boom.
I didn't know that second one was a thing.
That's one also, yeah.
I don't attribute that to anything. I was just like, if it's like, are you a person that tips or you're a person that doesn't? Like,
Yeah.
what justification runs through your mind?
Well, as you know, we both have a lot of friends that work in the service industry.
Yeah.
And
We're not going to mention where.
one specific person who will not be named.
Yeah.
She's
Zor.
Zor?
Sand. That
Pat?
person.
Pat?
That person.
Remember Pat? That person likes to talk about how, like, because like a lot of black people go to this one establishment, and she says that they don't tip well, specifically. So
That
I'm
sounds like an old timey kind of like, they don't tip well. I'm like, what?
Actually, I
Could
think
be
that the
factual,
thing is
yeah.
that people don't tip well at that place ever.
Yeah,
They
I
just
think-
don't.
I don't think there's like a level of service that you could provide there that would be like, well, I mean, what you want me to go to like this is overpriced? Is it overpriced food for like what you're getting?
Maybe an overload of MSG just causes you not
Yeah.
to be able to tip. I don't know.
Because I feel like if I felt like I was at a buffet, like I served myself,
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave that big of a tip. A lot. It's like a lot
At a
like,
buffet?
Yeah, because the busboys are mainly.
You
doing
can
that.
tip at the buffets?
Yeah, because you're not the person returning unless you go to a buffet where you literally just give it to a window. But like,
Okay.
yeah, there's always people that are constantly restocking it. But when you think about like quantity over quality, and your server, it's not like your server's making. Is it one of those establishments like your server can make a suggestion or whatever?
Yeah.
Or they're like, no, I'm just gonna get what I know and I want, and kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they don't tip, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe you got to sell it more. Like, hey, like every Uber driver I've been with, I'm restarting my business. Again, my baby's in jail. My baby's currently 3 years old. Like, oh, okay, cool. You feel like you're obligated to kind of tip.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah. I was having a conversation with someone last night, and I was talking about how Uber drivers, they get fucked over a lot, I feel. I saw this video posted, right? And this Uber driver was showing the amount that Uber was telling him that the ride cost. It was one price that was much lower, and then
Yeah.
they charged the customer like $2 or $3 more.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people don't really check. Like, I don't feel like people check
yeah,
the
yeah,
balances
they're,
anymore. It's just like whatever.
They need to communicate the two sides and say, "Hey, this is fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
this is going on right now." Oh,
It's
hey,
not
babe.
making-
Hi.
How you
sorry.
doing?
I bought some eggs too. So it's- you're gonna have eggs for a while.
Yeah, we have eggs for days
Yeah.
and steak.
It smells like steak.
Yes, it does.
Mission
Uh-huh.
accomplished. Mission accomplished.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw this video. I was like, "Fuck, is that really happening? Is it like just a random occurrence, or So that means they're taking the difference, and then they're also taking the percentage from the ride
That sucks.
that they're actually charging the customer.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
What about tips? I mean, maybe they include because I always look at that and like the tips aren't. Sometimes I don't know if I'm looking at it correctly. Like I just stated, I don't really check my balance like whenever I read Uber. So, but like the tips are like separate sometimes. Sometimes the tips are almost instantaneous. But
Well,
they
the tip is always given after you pay for the ride itself.
Yeah. So do they pre-charge? Like, okay, you accept this fare.
So this is the fare this is the fare charge first.
Yeah, and they're just like,
then
charge it.
You have the option of tipping or not tipping.
So that makes more sense because like you can't just tuck and roll. Like you got because like what if you don't get dropped off at the place you're supposed to? I guess you send a feedback like, hey.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it's a debacle. Fucking trying to fix an issue that happened with the ride itself.
Dude, losing
I
stuff.
don't know.
Yeah, losing stuff in there. It's also a nightmare too. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room for improvement when it comes to the customer and the actual provider, which being
Well, they've been sued like
Yeah,
more
yeah.
than a few times, man. Like,
yeah, the way they operate in different countries is kind of weird too. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's because the different rules you could play different. So,
yeah.
but it was like Uber over in. So that's funny because my Uber rating was over in Bahrain, and they would wait. You're only supposed to wait like 2 minutes, and I've made Uber drivers wait like 10 minutes. So I've got a really shit rating from overseas, and that rating came over with me. I was like, oh man, internationally, I'm not
Right.
that great of a person. Like I wasn't 5 stars. I was like down. I think when I came to the States, I was like 3.9, 3.8, which is pretty bad, as a rider. So I don't know. Will people actually look at that and be like, I think they just pick me up, right? But if
I
you're
think
like,
so.
if you're like an Uber driver, overseas, like they was run by a company. It wasn't an individual. So you had a company, like essentially a taxi company,
Right.
using Uber as their point of sale.
Yeah.
And so these individual drivers are company drivers.
Okay.
And if you don't rate them high enough, they don't get paid.
They don't get paid.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So like you could like ruin that super hot fire, like ruin that man's whole career.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn. This
Yeah.
is like on a smaller scale, like an episode of Black Mirror.
Uh huh.
There's an episode where everybody has a rating, and it's based on how nice of a person you are or how much people like you.
Yeah.
And it affected your entire life. Like
They did that in what was that? You said that was Black Mirror?
Yeah.
What was that Seth MacFarlane sci-fi TV show?
I don't know. No, you know what? I saw a clip of that
Yeah.
randomly when I was at some restaurant and it was on TV, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It
Yeah,
looks
it's pretty
amazing.
good. It's like Star Trek combined with Galaxy Quest.
Right.
But they had an episode like that too. They landed on a planet, so it's kind of like in Star Trek Next Generation, like every planet's kind of kooky,
Right.
but it's a reflection on American society or society as a whole. And so they did that. And
dude.
the planet was all like, all right, you either upvote or downvote, and if like people start seeing your ratings starting to sink, people are like trying to like go, like trying to shun them off. Well, how was it in like the Black Mirror episode?
From what I remember, anyways, it was basically, "Hello,
what's going
you want to be our interviewee?" Are you sure?
Yeah, just throw the mic at them.
You got something to say?
Yeah,
No.
All right, that's cool. Respect. I respect.
respect.
So basically, yeah, you had this rating, and it was weird too because people would just go up to each other having a conversation, and then like they'll pull out their phone after the conversation and in front of the person like rate the conversation, rate how they felt about it, pretty much, and then like if your rating goes down.
Was it like an easy button? Not like not like a Yelp review. You're like writing five.
No,
paragraphs.
basic, yeah.
It was like a Yelp
It
review.
was like a Yelp fucking
What?
review. Yeah.
Oh man. No, the Seth, whatever that TV show was, it was just like an up or down vote. It was, yeah. So.
Oh wait, no. It was more like just like Uber, like just stars
Oh, okay.
or like whatever
Yeah.
stars bars.
So, yeah, I've never seen Black Mirror.
You've never seen
never
it?
seen it.
Okay.
People keep talking about Black Mirror and Stranger Things. I tried watching Stranger Things actually.
Yeah, I couldn't get into that.
No.
I
like
think-
the whole D&D
I think maybe I
aspect
hate
of it.
kids.
I like Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm just
Like how they
kidding.
started off.
Huh?
Like the Demigorgon or whatever. That's like the bad guy. But
Yeah, I have no idea,
After
yeah.
that, I was like, I don't really want to
Yeah,
watch
I
this
don't know
right
what
now.
you're talking about.
I just really want to play D&D. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. You ever played before?
No,
Oh man,
no.
I played. It was like when 3rd edition was new, so that was probably like 12 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, 12. No, like 11, 12 years ago. I don't know. We're just like created characters and all that stuff, and had fucking. It was probably like we played for like 3 hours, and that's my first and last D&D experience so far.
Mm.
Then I tried getting back into it when I came back to the States. I was like, hey, where do I go play D&D?
That's the thing about that game is like you have to embrace the fantasy.
Yeah, no,
right?
a lot of-
'cause you have to live out that whatever role you're playing right there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
when I was overseas, like a couple of my coworkers were like, "Yeah, we're gonna throw together a D&D thing." I just heard about it. I wasn't gonna get into it, and the surprising amount of different people that I've seen, are like, "Yeah, I'm down." Like they've done this before,
Right.
And it's like, wow, that's exactly like what a cast like a crew would be in like a D&D party. It's just like
Right.
like that dude that's like can bench like fucking 400 pounds over there. He wants to play D&D.
Yeah.
And like that other person, like just people you would never expect, and then instead of the gangly nerdy, like
Yeah,
they're
that
just
dude's
like-
a level 12.
yeah, they're all about it. That was the
elf
game's.
warlock.
Yeah, albeit they were a little bit like they were like Gen Xers kind of thing. So like they're a little bit.
Yeah, that
older.
was kind of like the time
Yeah.
of that game's kind of rise, or at
Yeah.
least in the ranks of the nerd.
Yeah, because that level of imagination that you have to have. I mean, you get involved in it, and like a lot of people, if you were to tell them to put in that situation without having a game kind of thing, it'd
Right.
be hard for them. But like you have them create a character and like this is who I am. These are my stats.
And the rules are kind of like an outline.
Yeah, pretty
for
much.
how to play the game and what you can and can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
it-
you can try.
still
but
pretty
like,
loosey.
Yeah, you
with it.
roll for it and all that. Like
Right.
if you have a good game master.
Oh, you can roll for it.
Well, yeah, you're like pretty much like you want to do something,
Mhm.
and the game master has to like, all right, take your stats into account, take your skills into account. Like,
Mhm.
okay, well, like say name anything you would want to do. Like, say you're in a Dungeons and Dragons party, like wherever. What would you want to do?
If I was in a dungeon.
Yeah, or you're in a town or whatever. Just think of it. Doesn't have to be attack this, move here.
No, I would attack. I don't know. Maybe search for some treasure or something.
Okay,
or,
so the game master's gonna be like, David searches for treasure in the depths of the cavern,
Mhm.
and then he takes your luck, or your luck into account, and takes like, all right, well, what location, all that stuff. It depends on how that person wants to calculate it. It was like, essentially you're going to roll a dice or a die and be like, all right, either 1 through 20. 1 is like complete failure. 20 is like...
One, I get my head cut off.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
okay,
you
cool.
exploded for no fucking reason, and now you're dead. And then that could happen too.
Spontaneous human combustion,
Yeah,
man.
and
That's a thing.
I'd be at the GM and they'd be like, "What the? I don't want to play with you anymore." But like, 20 would be like you found 10 Bitcoin, which like would be like, I'm a millionaire,
Yeah.
something like that,
Hell yeah.
And then like anything between that would be like it would scale.
Fucking Bitcoin.
Yes, I don't know, man.
You
That's
just
just-
had to say Bitcoin.
Yeah, just break the immersion right there.
Is that still a thing? People still buying Bitcoin?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Okay.
probably not as close to gold, but yeah, it's just like it's all imagination, and it's like
Right.
But you could try to do anything. I think I was like a bard, and I was like, I'm gonna try to play music for money. I rolled like a 6. Like everybody hated you. Like,
Right. Okay.
I was like,
Okay.
well, wasted that time.
I feel like maybe I could get into that a little bit more now
Yeah,
than
yeah.
I could, back in the day when
Oh, for
I was
sure.
a teenager or a kid.
Yeah.
Especially not a teenager.
Like in our society, like right now, like we've got so much rules like to do as an adult. Like
Right.
we had so much more imagination as a kid because we had no idea what we were going to be.
Right.
Now that we're kind of there, we're still going. It's like, well, man, how do I re-enliven that interest in fantasy or like imagination? You could always postulate and imagine things of you like being rich or whatever, but that's like you think about it, it's kind of basic,
Yeah.
It's like I could be a millionaire. I'm like, really? How about you be like a level 4 dwarf?
I don't know.
with an
Keith
axe?
sounds pretty sweet though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But you can only imagine that so many times before going crazy.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Just like it gets kind of like I can understand long term goals, yeah, but like if you feel like you're kind of dead end, like I imagined we should do a podcast, and I just
Right.
fulfilled that, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, my only concerns right now are my horse.
Yeah, see,
make
you're-
sure my
you're-
horse is good, maintain my
man.
weapons.
Yeah, so you have that PlayStation, that game is your game master pretty much.
Right.
You are a player in it,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
yeah, so you already know the rules. It's actually pretty constricted, even though it's an open world game. But and you have stats in there too, right? Hell,
Yeah.
all the other stuff. So yeah,
There's
those
stuff
are,
like that.
Those are things that you can work on.
Mm-hmm.
Things you want to boost. Whether you wear a funny hat, and the funny hat gives you +2 agility. You wear you got a shiny gun, does 3 more damage. I don't know, like all those different parameters.
Yeah.
Essentially, you could just extrapolate to
These are
D&D.
things.
Yeah, and then you try to like you have that imagination. Like I need this watch to, like look better. I don't really believe in that whole like people have items that show status or whatever.
Right.
But essentially, that's what people have in their daily lives. If you could postulate what you have, or what you can extrapolate between the two of fantasy and
Jesus.
reality.
Leave it to Keith to make an analogy.
Yeah, just
Joining the way that we live our lives and the way that we
Are-
play our video games.
yeah, man. You're trying to gain the stat point. Just you're trying to get some more gold. That's why a lot of people can get lost in these like fantasy games, RPGs, MMOs, all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Well,
Because-
and I've always done that too.
yeah,
Like, I've
because
always
you could essentially live what expectations you have or whatever. Like, hey, this is what I'm working towards.
Mhm.
Except you're really inside a game, working towards inside a game.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
You're making this sound real pathetic right now.
No, really. I'm just saying.
I don't care, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm privy to it. I played a lot of World of Warcraft when I
Hell
was
yeah.
overseas. I was like, dude, I'm going to level this
Yeah,
shit
you
up.
just admitted that you played D&D.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? Played
Nothing,
it once.
Nothing at all.
I just want to find more people to play it with. But I'm just extrapolating, like, hey, how do you take that creativity, or that sense of imagination at least?
Yeah.
And when you're actually doing that, it's just essentially like, it's almost parallel to what you do in life.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything.
You can. Literally.
Yeah, and there's always rules and consequences and all that stuff. So, yeah.
True.
But
Sure.
when it comes localized to like Red Dead Redemption or whatever, I mean, it's literally like it's all contained on your PlayStation and your TV, and you're interacting with your controller, and you're like, it's not much.
I'm
Not much
interacting with my controller. Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
you're trying to tell me?
Oh, I don't know. They can't see hand gestures. This is an all audio podcast, so he
I'm-
had made a. He's churning sideways butter.
I'm jerking my gherkin.
Jerking a gherkin. Okay. I'm gonna edit that in, actually.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Just double it up.
Yeah. Jerking my gherkin.
Maybe just put the sound.
Yeah, I always
over
want,
each
I
other
want to
so
do
that
sound
it's like
effects so
an
bad.
echo.
Yeah. Gherkin, gherkin,
Reverberate it.
gherkin, gherkin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really wanted this podcast to be. Was it memories? What was it? I said memories and what else?
Yes.
I didn't say-
Memories.
I feel like we covered imagination, covered a little bit of memories.
Right. That I don't have a good one,
Oh, it's fine.
honestly.
You don't have to share it. You can share a false.
I do. I did the. I don't know if I think I mentioned to you about the podcast that I was listening to. It's this American Life one where they were talking about memories and how we remember things.
Yeah, the Mandela effect.
Yeah. Exactly.
I could be doing the Mandela effect to the actual word because I didn't actually look it up, but I remember hearing that podcast.
Right.
I don't know if it is actually Mandela effect. Maybe it's Mandafa. I don't know. It's just, but we have this group mentality that we all think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then when you actually go look at it, like, that wasn't what it was. Like, Sinbad wasn't in Shazam. Apparently that was the
He
thing.
was not.
People thought he was in Shazam. Apparently people were bringing it up to Sinbad so many times. Sinbad was like, I was not a genie in a movie ever. Ever.
I don't know if that's racism or just bad memories.
No, this is something like, it's we were doing this for like a while in society. It was like, hey, remember, we're constantly rebooting things.
Yeah. But Sinbad's like shockingly light skinned, like compared to Shaquille O'Neal.
See, now I'm trying to remember the Sinbad TV show, and I don't know if I'm
It was
confusing
a
it.
great show.
No, I don't know if
That's
I'm
all you need
confusing
to
it.
remember about it.
I don't know if I'm merging it with Hanging with Mr. Cooper now.
Did he have a separate show from that? I think it was just Hanging with Mr. Cooper, right?
Damn you, Mandela effect. Like, no, that wasn't. That's not.
Wait, what was that guy's actual name though?
Who?
His name was his last name was Cooper, right?
I don't know.
The guy that was in that show. Okay, well let's just.
Yeah, I know. You going in there now. I just wanted to show you the rabbit hole. I didn't want to thrust you down there.
Well, it's too late. We're already here, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna find out whatever happened to Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And guess what? Maybe I'm guilty of this. Maybe I've merged some Hanging with Mr. Cooper with Homeboys in Outer Space. Nobody remembers that show. Nobody
Oh,
remembers.
Mark Hooper. Oh, and he was an NBA player. I did not know that.
Holy shit!
I
So you
never
had
knew that.
legitimacy
All
to
those
like
years of watching that show.
because he was
I
a basketball coach.
He's a coach now.
No, he was a basketball coach in Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh wait, no, this is just the premise. He's not a basketball player. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
His name's Mark Curry.
Okay, I was gonna say that's what he did. That's why he's a basketball.
Right,
player
that's,
in Hanging
he's
with
just
Mr. Cooper.
living out
Yeah.
his own life
Yeah.
in this show.
That's like if you had a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yeah, well, he's commentating now. I'm sorry.
You can't have a show on with
Kareem.
in that,
Yeah. What if Kareem just did kung fu? They had a show. He's a kung fu expert,
Right.
just like in Enter the Dragon or whatever movie it was with Bruce Lee.
He's like
'Cause he's actually, I think he's Taekwondo.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sounds like if Chewbacca could speak English. That's what he sounds like to me.
Wow.
A little bit.
Damn. Or it could be like Charles Barkley, just watching him spiral out of control. Like if they made a Charles Barkley show where he was a professional gambler, it's not going to be a good show. Poor Barkley.
Charles Barkley is ridiculous. He can just shut the hell up forever, as far as I'm concerned.
It's just a crazy. He's a living representation of what Tracy Morgan actually jokes about. So like the shit that Tracy Morgan actually says is actually he's actually just channeling fucking Charles Barkley. Is like, damn, that guy's definitely not
Right.
But Tracy Morgan's doing it as a joke. People think it's funny.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Which is really real for him.
Yeah.
Actually.
I love Tracy Morgan.
Yeah. Shout out to Tracy Morgan for he was in that car crash,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, he is one.
And survived, of course.
Like one of his bodyguards or one of his entourage passed away or something like that
In the crash?
in the crash. Yeah.
Oh shit.
There was people that didn't survive in that one, I think.
Yeah, that's the
yeah.
crazy part that he was able to, and then he has to.
And I think he also had a stroke at some point too.
Man, that man's
Yeah.
he's having it rough.
Yeah.
He's good now. I think he has his own show.
I want to watch it.
I know.
I remember on 30 Rock, he had the show inside the show, the Tracy Morgan show.
He's so good on 30 Rock,
God.
dude.
And I finally heard about that term, the EGOT. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony.
Yeah.
You ever heard that term? You know, you got the EGOT because he was trying to get all four.
Oh no.
Yeah. You get an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
EGOT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, where am I going with this?
Oh yeah, The Last OG. That's what the show's called.
The Last OG? What's
The
it
Last
on?
OG. Yeah. He's spending 15 years in prison. Trey, he plays Trey.
Yeah.
Oh, so he spends 15 years in prison, gets out, and has to adjust to all the
Oh,
changes that
that's
have.
perfect.
It's almost like you coming back from Bahrain.
Yeah, no, I mean, 15 years is pretty bad. So it's like, okay,
I know, but on a
smartphones,
larger-
like, what do I do?
More extreme version
Yeah.
of you coming back here.
Yeah, there was an episode of House where this dude was it John Arquette? I forget. John Larroquette.
Mm-hmm.
He like woke up from a coma because House is a badass doctor. He's like, I know how to wake this guy up from a coma. You know, like the dude was in a coma for like 20 or 30 years. Anyways, what's an iPod?
Yeah.
He's like, what's all this? You know, this little funny mannerism, but having a whole show based around that sounds like a pretty cool idea.
I think it's a good premise, especially
Yeah.
if you have
It's-
him on there.
You know what? They already did it though. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, because she was a mole, man. It was.
I
kinda,
never really watched that show.
Really? It's funny.
No.
I liked it. It's
I'm more of a blast from the past kind of guy.
well, yeah. Well, I wish they would make a TV series, but they can't. Somebody give Brendan Fraser some work.
Poor Brendan Fraser,
Did
man.
I watch
Fucking
that with
shit.
you?
Huh?
Did I watch that with you?
What?
Oh man, I was watching a podcast and they were like going over Brendan Fraser, how far he's fallen from like.
We've
what he
already
used to-
had this discussion. We've
Yeah.
talked about how far
It's so sad.
the man has.
But they cut together like this YouTube thing, and it made it seem even sadder. They had sad music, and they did hyper intense like fucking close ups, and I was like, damn, that makes it so sad.
Yeah. Well, at least the man has the mummy, and
Yeah.
nothing that man has ever done is worse than the new mummy that came out.
Yeah,
That has.
well, I mean, they turned that more into like an action movie, and like the original Mummy was more like a comedy action. I feel like.
Yeah, comedy action,
Yeah,
like
Brendan Fraser,
sci-fi,
yeah.
kind of. It was good. It was a good balance.
Yeah, but having Tom Cruise, like, okay, first of all, Tom Cruise was in the new Mummy, and he's supposed to be playing like a 19-year-old kid or like a 20, somewhere in his 20s, and we know Tom Cruise.
Is he like he's like 52 or something?
Yeah, because he was playing a sergeant in the army, which is like, dude, that's not possible. You'd be
Yeah, with immaculate hair.
Yeah, and obviously none of you are in the military. As far as like looking, whatever, it just didn't seem like a right premise.
Right.
Essentially, his character was supposed to be like 20 to 30 years younger.
Right.
I was like, Charlie Sheen, no. I think not Charlie Sheen, Tom Cruise. But I think the funniest Tom Cruise, like, you know, because like the Mummy was supposed to be comedy with a little bit of action, or action. That one was an action with a little bit of comedy with Tom Cruise. You seen Tropic Thunder?
Of course.
Remember
You
when he was that movie producer?
Yeah, that was amazing.
So apparently he was supposed to be like and I just read about it recently. It was supposed to be like an allegory to Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, really?
That's like that character is essentially Harvey Weinstein.
That makes a lot of fucking sense.
yeah, just like this corpulent man, balding, spitting vitriol. Just like, I will fuck you
Right.
up. Yeah, it's just like, who is this guy? That's the funniest I think Tom Cruise could be.
Damn.
Yeah, I invite you to watch Tropic Thunder with me.
So everybody already knew, and this is what everybody says about the Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Everybody knew he was a piece of shit. Everybody knew that he did the things that he did, with these women, taking advantage of the situation, obviously, and everybody knew this. But once it comes out, then that's when it really comes like it's obvious to you. You like all of these things that you hear about or see about this one guy. Are like they come full circle and you're like,
you're
okay.
like, oh yeah,
you are a piece of shit. That's right. So that's why I'm okay with going with my instincts when I like get a weird vibe off somebody off of just meeting them. I mean, I feel like it was pretty accurate for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think everybody's a piece of shit, and it really happens. It rarely happens that I ever feel like uneasy or get a weird just juju off of somebody.
So I'm not prejudiced against people with face tattoos.
Well, I mean, that's easy, bro.
I'm starting it off with that premise.
Is that the baseline?
That's the
We're going with
baseline.
face tattoos.
So I went on a business trip to Florida, and I've never seen so many face tattoos before. They're not even like Tyson. Tyson had just like a one-off. 20 to 30% of his face. 20 to 30% of his face has a tattoo. In Florida, in the area I was in, it was like people walking around with wife beaters that have tattoos that go from the chest up the neck to the face.
Right.
So like the face is now the new sleeve over there.
All right.
And I'm like, I don't know.
So they're not just random little tattoos. These are connecting. Tattoos
Yeah,
that
I'm like,
just overtake the
I don't
face, the
know.
neck.
Yeah, I mean, from afar, yes, and you get closer, it's like obviously it was built off of something. It was like, there's an awkward amount of people with face tattoos over here.
Where was this?
It was over in the Jacksonville area.
Jacksonville area? Okay.
Just driving around like every street's like a fucking highway.
Yeah.
And so like taking like long, there's 2 street highways on each side, you know. And I'm like, that dude's got a face tattoo. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's cool. It's just that one guy. And I'm like, I go to a bar over there, like, oh, well, it's a lot more people with face tattoos.
All right.
I don't know if it's just Jacksonville in general, or that's a new trend that I'm not aware of. That I guess that's coming up.
Well, funny thing about Jacksonville, I had a coworker. He was from Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah?
He worked with me in L.A. when I was working downtown.
Yeah.
And he was a real cool guy. He's actually a rapper.
Oh, yeah?
And he's doing great now. But we were talking, and I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like, we first met each other. And I was like, "Oh, where are you from?" He said, "Oh, I'm from Jacksonville." Immediately after that, don't go there.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn, okay, no problem."
Yeah.
I don't think I'll make my way over there anytime soon.
Yeah. You could miss it.
Yeah.
You could intentionally or accidentally miss it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't accidentally miss it, and you know you're in. I was there. I was like, but I like the food. Food was like it was alligator. It was alligator. Yeah, alligators. On point.
That's
Seafood
that,
was on point too.
The swamp people Southern comfort food.
Yeah. Oh, I don't give a shit. That shit's good. You've had alligator before?
I've never had alligator. I've had ostrich jerky before. That was interesting.
Yeah.
It just tasted like kind of tastes like turkey. If you
Turkey.
made it
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Turkey jerky.
I feel like most birds kind of taste roughly the same.
Yeah, alligator.
Alligator.
Fishy.
You
had frog legs too.
Yeah. I think that's why I've had this conversation. Yeah, like frog legs it's chicken.
It's
like
chicken,
a little bit moist
what it
chicken. Alligator had a lot more fat content in the tail.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't like eating pork where you're like, oh, this is the fatty part.
Mm-hmm.
Like alligator's like, yeah, this is half fat, half meat. That's how it's gonna go with the alligator,
Right.
Because like how it operates, because like it's amphibious. It has like that layer of fat. It's cold blooded too.
Yeah.
So it's like you're essentially eating like a cold blooded animal. They're gonna have a layer of fat to keep insulated.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a hot like they go. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So the composition what you're used to with like birds and like livestock. You're like, okay, here's the fatty part. Here's the muscly part. Alligator, it's flavor country everywhere.
Flavor country.
It's distributed
Yeah, flavor
equally.
country.
Yeah. So,
Does it come with a dipping sauce? You just eat it with some ketchup?
what did I eat it with? I think I ate it with, it was some tartar sauce. Yeah.
that makes
Because
sense.
we had like this fried, oh my God. It was like shredded clams, fucking scallops,
Mm-hmm.
shrimp, pieces of, the fish is called trigger. I don't know. I think that's a freshwater fish.
I've actually heard of that.
Yeah.
You said it's called trigger?
Yeah, but it's not cod. Like we're used to over here, it's like cod for like fish and chips or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
like halibut. It was trigger over there. And actually, I was like, damn, this is fucking good. And I had tartar sauce with it. So Jacksonville, I know I already talked so much shit on your face tattoos. And somebody from Jacksonville says he would not suggest you go over there. You got good food. I like that. Also, Whataburger sucks. Everybody fight me.
Throwing it down right
yeah,
now
Whataburger.
on the Whataburger.
Whataburger
You know what?
is-
You're not the first person to tell me that.
Yeah.
Mr. Mike, who we used to work with, he went to Whataburger and he was like, it's whatever.
So
And he's like a connoisseur.
if I were to tier like fast food, fast food,
Yeah.
fast food,
Same thing.
right? So like, I put Burger King under McDonald's. That's my own personal preference. Okay, so you got this tree. You got the big companies, right? So you got Burger King versus McDonald's. McDonald's gonna win. You got the second tier, which is like they got more variety and they're a little bit more premium. So I'll put Carl's Jr. or Hardee's, wherever the hell you're at, and Jack in the Box.
Okay. I'm
Those
following
two,
you.
those two are tiered.
I'm following you.
Because they have almost the same amount of variety. I'd say it's hard to compare. Like if you want a disgusting $6 burger, or you want fucking jalapeno poppers, or like a sourdough jack, because nobody has a sourdough burger, right? So it's
Love
hard.
the sourdough jack.
Yeah, but you can't have it all the time. Sometimes
No.
you want like that Paris Hilton $6 burger just slamming against the Porsche. Remember those commercials?
I think they're bringing those commercials back because
wow.
I saw one up the other day. Also, you know what else is coming back? Toys.
Like legit toys.
I'm saying like I'm over here watching TV.
Toy
streaming-
commercials?
Yeah, toy commercials back to back.
I'm gonna tell you right
and it's
now.
like Spider-Man toys and
Yeah.
fucking like action figures and shit.
Oh,
You
you're
know what
talking
I mean?
like remember all those Playmates? So like
like old school
Yeah.
style. Like they have kids like nerdy ass motherfucking
So
kids.
I heard,
Yeah.
I heard Playmates. They're the dudes that made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys. They
Yeah.
actually had to make a cartoon so people would buy the toys.
Right, so all of these
Like same with
toy
G.I. Joe
companies
as
were
well,
funding these cartoons
Yeah.
that were being played, and that's why Saturday morning cartoons ended, because the toy industry kind of like died
Yeah,
out.
yeah, and you had a whole bunch of Japanese animation which really didn't back like a product. So people were like, "Oh, what do I buy?"
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, because I remember like when DBZ came on, I'm like, Dragon Ball Z, yeah, I want to buy the toys. And like,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
that doesn't exist yet. Sorry, man.
Right.
It took a couple of years before they got the licensing rights, but before that, you had to get like bootleg Chinese stuff that, I mean, DBZ had been out in the 80s, early
Yeah.
90s. By the time it came to the States, it's like 10 years of just, holy crap, here's boatloads of cheap Chinese like toys.
Even though all these cartoons were just a front for the toy industry, golden age of cartoons still.
Yeah, no, I think they're the
fuck
best.
that. Like it
Yeah.
was just you couldn't find anything better.
No, I thought it was awesome.
One day I woke up and the news was on, and I cried.
Yeah. Or like I woke up too early and now I'm watching infomercials like no, and then you
Yeah.
realize it's like 9 o'clock. It's like oh they replaced everything.
Yeah, fucking infomercial was on.
Yeah.
That fucking ShamWow guy.
So you'd have like legit cartoons in the beginning and like towards like 10 o'clock you'd have a live action show kind of thing.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like VR Troopers or
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah I remember that.
Man,
I remember.
memories.
Yeah. So those are the memories that I hold that I can remember. I and then the Mandela effect might come into play, you know, as we keep talking about, or it keeps getting rebooted, or we just like have a whole bunch of things that are kind of similar, just kind of mesh into that. That we start creating new memories that were
Right.
that didn't actually happen. I think that's crazy too. It's gonna be easier for us to remember.
Yeah, I definitely am having that experience now, especially as I get a little bit older. All the things that have been kind of pinnacles are like layering on top of each
Yeah,
other.
but it's easier. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of easier for you to remember. Like, yeah, I remember that, just for the sake of saying you can remember it. But then
Right.
you actually come to recall and like, oh yeah, this is it. And we're like, somebody on Wikipedia, nope,
Right.
nope.
And it'll happen usually in conversation, you know, like just like we're doing now. But I mean, it just in passing, you know, somebody will mention something that triggers a memory that I had
Yeah,
that may not even be connected, but
Nope.
it just that conversation just causes that memory to, you know, just pop back up. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
no.
That was kind of fucked up.
Well, it's crazy how our memory works. It's never really perfect. And it's funny when I think about like history, recorded history. So like this is essentially a recorded history right now.
Dude, we're etched in stone right
Yeah,
now. This is
etching
like
it.
forevers.
Yeah, it's luckily we're not doing like AMF and things. We're not accidentally just shooting this out into space for it to come back, and like some alien overlords come by or whatever, and like, hey, what's up with that new episode of podcast? Dude, it's like
you guys haven't uploaded a new
you get-
episode in a while. What's going on?
what's up with Keith and David? And they're like, they died 2 aeons ago. Yeah. Also, radio.
Why
would
do the
pro-
aliens sound like cowboys? Is that
Yeah.
a coincidence? I think not.
I think it's a little too much Red Dead Redemption right there.
Dude, on the brain.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's good. It's
You
not a
cheating-
problem.
cheating on this
I don't
podcast?
have a problem. I can stop anytime I want. Can I go play right now?
No.
Okay. Shit. I thought we were gonna like live stream me playing the game, and then
If you want to do that, you should start. up a
that would
Twitch,
be
man. I've got a webcam you can use. You just need a computer.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's like because I was going to start streaming Twitch.
I feel like there's so much of that though. Like it's just kind of a
No.
saturated.
I mean, so it's
I don't know. I think
podcasting,
it'd be
so
fun anyways. Never mind.
So the whole thing is like, oh, when you think about it being saturated, it's true. There are a lot of people doing it.
Also, there's a lot of podcasts. So.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's all about the goal. I mean, if you're trying to be like a quote unquote successful podcast, quote unquote successful streamer, quote unquote blah blah blah. You know, like
What are all these
a
quotes?
social media, like to be like a social media kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously you're going to skew your stuff. You're going to be probably outwardly positive. You're going to find an audience, and you're going to be like constantly that character. You're essentially becoming a caricature of what you want your audience to look at. And if you want to do that, you can, and then you'd probably be successful in that venue. But
It sounds like a lot of work.
yeah, that's why I like this podcast. It's just been
Sounds like it
ourselves.
would cut into my laying around time
Yeah.
a lot.
Dude, people like there might be a crowd of people like, why don't you lay around more? Why are you getting up and doing things? No, sit
Right.
back
This is-
down.
There's something for every demographic.
Yeah.
Maybe shout out to anybody that wants to just have me live streaming me taking a nap.
Yeah.
Or maybe eating a sandwich.
Dude.
Whatever you want to do.
I mean,
Whatever
okay,
you're
it's funny
into.
because they do that. They do the people recording.
It doesn't
themselves
have to be a
eating.
sexual thing. I would
No.
prefer that you don't masturbate.
See,
to me
that's the thing.
sleeping.
It's you don't even make it sexual. They make it sexual.
That's
It's what
thing.
the consumer wants.
I don't have to absorb that
Yeah.
energy. You can do it. You can throw that out there.
Yeah.
But I'm asleep.
Yeah.
So, or I'm too busy eating my sandwich.
Yeah. Yeah, you can totally do that. I mean,
Yeah.
like, well, there's a category in Twitch. It's just like I was like live or like I forget what that category is, but it's not streaming video games. The not streaming video games category.
Right.
So like you could essentially do that. If you start making it sexual in nature, now obviously you have to go to all these other websites that make it sexual in nature. But really, like there's this dude named Ice Poseidon that's just streaming his entire life.
Yeah.
He's essentially ruining his own life. That's fine. You always get swatted or stream bombed because like essentially
What is that?
so when you get swatted, it's like they call the SWAT team.
Oh, no,
yeah,
I've heard about
yeah, like
that.
people do that while they're playing video
That's
games. Yeah, so
fucked
like,
up.
just so they could see it on the live stream. People
Right.
are like, so on the live stream, and then like the fucking SWAT comes in.
Yeah.
SWAT team, sorry, Special Weapons and Tactics team. Okay, yeah, so SWAT team comes in. They come in and like,
would?
yeah, they literally come in. And you're like, well, there's no way I can reason my way out of like fucking all these tactically trained, heavy armed police officers.
Right. Shotgun to the dick.
Yeah, like any form of resistance is like a butthole tasing. And then it's no offense to the cops. The cops are trained to like when you have the SWAT team come in, like that's their goal: neutralize the supposed threat, analyze, but with minimal risk to human life,
Right.
including
they just
their own.
walk in on like this
Yeah, so like
150-pound kid fucking.
yeah, and they're
playing
just
video
like
game.
you going on the ground, and people are just watching munchers like or because there's that dude you call him SWATistic or.
Swatistic.
No, it's true. Like this dude was swatting people because he actually got somebody swatted and somebody killed. Yeah, because the dude answered his door when the fucking police showed up.
Yeah.
And the police thought he had something on him, and due to the fact that they heard this call and all that stuff, he actually swatted the wrong person too. So it wasn't even the person he was trying
So
to
this
troll.
person wasn't streaming on Twitch. or
No,
anything
no,
like
they
that.
just got the wrong address,
Damn.
and that dude got shot.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, he died.
Well, did
So-
they find out who this kid was?
Yeah,
He's
he's
in jail.
Yeah, he's
right
in
now,
jail.
right?
Yeah,
Okay, thank God.
yeah. I'm surprised you haven't heard about that.
I think I did hear something about it, and I just kind of passed over it, and I was like, "Fuck, that's fucking fucked up."
But that's one of the things that could happen if you're like live streaming. Like
But-
if you did like a live stream of your life and then people watch you get swatted, then like that's crazy. That's affecting you as a person, obviously.
Yeah. And there's a very high likelihood of me getting shot too.
Yeah. So like it depends. Like if you want to be successful in the case of Twitch,
Yeah.
and even if you're in your home, I mean that's that overlap of your personality, your individual
Well,
outside of your medium.
pending some type of copycat swatter or whatever, I think I'll be okay. I don't have to worry about that too much.
There was another streamer, Dr. Disrespect. He has this character. It's pretty funny. He has like a mullet, mustache, sunglasses. A couple times, somebody was driving by and shooting his house.
What?
Yeah. And you're like watching this on stream, and like he's freaking out. He'll break character, obviously, because he's on character. It's like over the top, very.
He like stays committed.
Yeah, and then when he heard that, like he's like, I gotta stop. Like he gets out of character, takes off the wig, I gotta stop the stream.
All right.
Somebody just shot at my house again. It's the second time that week.
That's fucking crazy. Dude.
Yeah, so
Okay, well, you're definitely making me not want to do it.
I'm just saying that's
I'm just gonna.
that's
put
nobody.
that idea on
It's
the shelf.
it's funny because it's like that's unforeseen consequences of becoming social.
Completely.
yeah.
There's nothing even close to like the thinking of any of the, the bumps or issues that you might have.
Yeah.
When trying to do this whole streaming thing.
Yeah,
It's like furthest from your mind, and you can die.
yeah. It's not a TV show. It's
Yeah.
it's literally especially because it's not pre-recorded, it's live,
Right.
and you have a level of people interacting with you.
Right.
And podcasts, not so much. I've seen a couple podcasts where they're like live streaming. It was impeding the podcast because they're like constantly trying to, hey. That's why a lot of podcasts now will have you either mail in questions, or you call a hotline or something like that. That way you're not constantly bombarded with like, do this, do that, do this, do that, and people are sending you money at the same time, so you feel obligated to do it.
Yes. If you guys want to reach out to us,
Yeah.
The number is 1-800 please don't shoot my house. Or our secondary line, 1-800 please give us money.
Please give us money.
Yeah.
We're at podcastjaded@gmail.com.
podcastjaded.
Don't have a Venmo. Definitely don't want to delve into that issue. So we're pro bono. Essentially, for taxation purposes, we're not a business at all. We're just doing this. Please don't come after me, IRS. Oh God. We got to start up an LLC over in Delaware.
Delaware.
Yeah, that's where everybody starts up their LLCs.
Oh, really?
You don't even have to physically be there. It's just,
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes. Because an LLC essentially, okay, so for the purposes of taxation and like even legal liability, imagine you're David, right?
I will imagine that.
Okay.
It's easy.
But you want to start a business.
Yeah.
Now, do you immediately think that this business is me or the business is a different person?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Do you think the business, say you run a business, is that business its own individual or is it you running the business as far as the purposes of taxation, as the purpose of like people interacting with the business? Are they interacting with you or they're interacting with the business?
With me, I would assume.
So you're actually running the business. The business is its own entity.
Right.
So there's limited liability companies, LLCs, right?
Right.
So it's like creating identity for taxation purposes and for legal liability purposes.
Right.
So say you go bankrupt, you don't bankrupt, the company bankrupts. That's just LLC is like from my understanding, it's like a beginning level kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like anybody can be an LLC. All you do is fill out the paperwork, you choose whatever.
Gotcha.
And for taxation purposes, any money that makes or any money lost, or any legal liabilities, that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
So to make that,
it's a shield for you, kind of.
Yeah, essentially,
Yeah.
because you're like, hey, like, you could even say like, that's not me, that's a character. Now, I'm not saying that you can do that 100%, but if we were to go down that path, like, hey, we want to start making money on stuff, we'd probably have to make like an LLC. And we'd both be like partners and shit, and be like, hey, business partners, and then we could use that on a business card.
Yeah.
And then we would have cards. Yeah.
I mean, I think we should get business cards either way.
Yeah. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Podcast Jaded LLC.
Yeah. With like a Bob Ross painting of us in the background.
Yeah.
Like back to back.
I'm getting mad. Like I told you, Manny's gonna.
I know you told me.
Replace this picture right here, and it's gonna be us. I don't know what we should be posed as.
I'm sure we can come up with something.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't even like. I know Manny's a great artist, but it could be like if he did a doodle. I just want something to hang up like 3x4 horizontally.
Yeah. I've never seen any of his art. That's crazy. I didn't even know that he was into art like that.
Yeah, he's been doing a couple of pastels for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out his Instagram.
Yeah. Oh, he's on Instagram.
He's on Instagram. I don't have
People on Instagram.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. I think we covered a lot so far.
Yeah.
I think it's just more refresher, man. It blew the rust off of the fucking joints and shit.
Seriously. Yeah. I think it's good though, because this is actually, I think this is the first episode where it's just us. Like I said.
Yeah, this one's actually gonna make. So we've decided to not add video.
Right.
We've decided to just let's do this one, pro voice, non-video. There you go.
Yeah.
So it's good. Also, we got a lot of the audio stuff figured out on both ends. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we were having issues trying to hear the audio because we are wearing headphones.
Yeah.
In both ears. So I guess it was a cord issue.
Yeah. This is my boner. This is my
corrected
boner.
it like 7 episodes in.
I was using a guitar amp cable essentially to broadcast into to feed into a splitter. So the splitter is actually receiving like a one-sided signal. Mm-hmm. Because essentially it would just be like for playing a guitar or whatever electrical instrument.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I've lost probably about 17% hearing.
Yeah, in the left ear.
But it's
like,
cool,
what?
man. I can
What?
still hear you,
Yeah.
baby. It just comes to my right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My good ear.
My good ear.
Man.
My good hand.
We got to go play some video games.
Yeah, speaking of video games,
Yeah.
we have video games to play.
Yeah. I'm
Are you-
super down.
Are you coming down?
I'm super down. Well,
To the-
bring this food over here.
The arcades?
Yeah, man.
Excellent.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is Podcast Jaded. We're going to be recording more next week.
We
Actually,
will.
I met somebody at a bar last night, and she's like, I was wearing my clothes for work related clothes for Veterans Day, and it was, I was just like, hey, let's go do a podcast because I don't know. I feel like we're just interviewing a lot of people from the same location.
Yeah.
Essentially from the same industry.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm stepping on toes of somebody's podcast also. could be crossing the bounds
or
sometime.
doing it better. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow.
I don't want no beef. It's cool.
Yeah.
dude.
But them streams might be crossing, and I don't want to start stepping on that.
We're
So
crossing streams, bro.
we've become a variety. Actually, this is now a Fortnite podcast. So, yeah, we've just changed.
Fortnite podcast sponsored by
Yeah.
Tapatio.
Sponsored by Tapatio, brought to you by Colgates.
And steak. It's meat.
Or is it?
Or is it?
Yeah.
It's not horse meat.
It's not horse meat? I wish. You ever try horse? Oh, we're doing another hour. That's my line. We're doing another
Whole
hour.
other hour just
Yeah,
about
whole-
horse meat.
Horse meat. Have you tried it? Try it out. Try it out. You ever horse?
Don't eat horse, please.
But
Or
you-
do. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. That's
All
fine.
right. Well, this is Keith.
This is David.
All right. Signing out.
Thank you.